What's your name and badge number? What's your name and badge number? Hey guys, so I've been thinking lately about my military service. And I just want to ask all of you older folks, that's right, you older folks, you youngins probably won't know about this, but where were you the summer of 1990 and the first part of 1991? Where were you and what do you remember about Desert Shield, Desert Storm? I remember, man. I remember when they first started deploying to Kuwait. And it was Desert Shield. It was just a peacekeeping operation. And we were, I was in the 32nd Air Defense Command, ADCOM, the 32nd Army Air Defense Command, or 32nd ADCOM. And I remember that. I wanted to go over to Iraq so bad. Or to Kuwaiti for Desert Shield, or Saudi Arabia. And they wouldn't let me. They said, no, you're more important here in Germany. I was in Germany at the time. That's where 32nd Army Air Defense Command was, in Germany. Darmstadt, Germany. And they wouldn't let me go. They were like, no, you know what? We need you here. We need you in this duty station, this unit here. You're very instrumental what you do here. And I'm like, I want to go, man. I wanted to go so bad. And I remember January 15th, I believe it was, at about, I don't know what time it was, man. January 16th was the start of Operation Desert Storm, when Desert Shield became Desert Storm, and we started surging to Iraq. But I remember January 15th, I was on duty, I was charge of quarters. The sergeant in charge that night. And I remember sitting there, it was the middle of the night. Was it midnight or... I think at midnight is in the Middle East is when it started. But I don't remember what time it was in Germany, but it was the middle of the night, like late, or early morning, 2 a.m, whatever it was. And I was sitting there listening to the radio, and they were, yeah, okay. And then I hear... The first planes are headed down the runway at this time for Baghdad, Iraq. There they go. The first plane is taking off now. The second plane right behind it. The jets are headed towards Baghdad, Iraq. Okay, in a few minutes we will hear the thunderous roar of the missiles. We are officially at war. We are at war now with Iraq. And then you hear... You hear, I'm from CNN, I'm down here. You can see the bombs going back and forth across the night sky, lighting it up. I'm like, oh my God. I mean, the rush that goes through you. And my heart was racing, and I was like, we're at friggin' war, man. And I really wanted to go then. I was begging them to, because we had, I was in the 32nd Air Defense Command, Army Air Defense Command, but we had subordinate units that went over there. The Patriot missile, that was part of 32nd ADCOM, the Patriot missile, if you remember the Patriot missile. And so I wanted to go to one of those subordinate units. I said, I want to go, man. We had so many communications vans over there in the Middle East. I was communications, but they were like, no, we need you in Germany. I was in headquarters at the time doing administrative duties in support of this conflict there in Germany. And they said, no, we need you, Sarge. We need you here, Sergeant. I was so pissed off. But I remember that first, just listening to the radio, and they were like, okay, and it's quiet here in Kuwait, in Saudi Arabia, and da-da-da. The first planes are now headed down the runway. I was like, oh my God, we're going to war. And I don't know, I just wanted to share that with all of you guys and ask all of you, where were you January 16th, 1991, when the first planes left the ground headed for Baghdad, Iraq? News Now Ukaipa. Thanks for watching, guys.